What's up? I'm Thabo Nare, defender for Tormenta FC. So I grew up in the North Carolina area, and I was playing academy football in there until I was 16. And then I got the opportunity to move to Dundee when I was 16 and play in Scotland due to my mom's job, as well as just other opportunities. So, and then I played there for 2 years, and then I moved to Spain when I was 18, and then played there for 2 years. And how those opportunities arise, I really don't know. I think it's just through relationships, and I was always a good player growing up, so it's just a mix of that. But yeah, I mean, those experiences really shaped me, especially in Scotland when I moved there when I was 16. I kind of had to grow up. It was really hard. My first training session there, I was wearing gloves, and I got kicked because I was wearing gloves. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I think it really shaped me as a person on and off the field. On the field, in Scotland, I had to get a lot more physical, grow that side of my game, and then in Spain, it's a lot more technical environment, so I had to grow that side of my game. So I grew in leaps and bounds, both on and off the field. I kind of grew up as an adult and grew into my skin due to those opportunities. So I'm forever grateful for those. It's a good question. I think home is what you make it. I think I find stability through the relationships and the people around me. And also, if I'm playing football and I'm enjoying my football, that's kind of home for me. So that's kind of how I find stability. I find stability through doing what I love, and that's playing football, playing soccer, but it's also garnering the relationships I've made in so many different places. I've made so many friends and so many lifelong friends, and from so many different backgrounds, from so many different places. I speak fluent Spanish, so now I have a lot more Spanish friends. So I think that's kind of how I find home. I find the best bits of where I'm at and through relationships with people, and also through the game of soccer, so yeah. I think situationally with moving to Scotland when I was 16, that probably played a big role, because I wasn't playing in the United States, so going It was a personal decision that I made from very young, and I was fortunate and good enough to get there. Yeah, I think my leadership style is, I'm not gonna be the big rah-rah guy in your face complaining or screaming at you to do this or tell you off. I kind of lead the way I want to be lead. Like, sometimes I don't like getting yelled at, and when someone yells at me, I don't necessarily react all the time. So I like to lead through example by my play. I pride myself in consistency day in, day out, and in my training habits and in my habits on the field. So I lead through example, and I also lead through, I guess, just like encouragement, like making sure guys are on the ball through positive reinforcement, things like that. I'm a bubbly personality. I like being around people, so I also lead through just garnering relationships with each individual player, and sometimes having a laugh, not being too serious all the time. So yeah, I think that's my leadership style. And I think given that when I was younger playing, I always played like 2, 3, 4 years up. So naturally, when I came down to play my own age group, it was natural for me to kind of garner those leadership traits, given that I was always playing with guys 3, 4, 5 years older than me. So I was always able to pick up from older guys from a younger age. So I think it always came a bit more natural for me growing up when I was playing with my age group or playing with more players my age to have those leadership traits. I think one of the main things that brought me to Tormenta was it was just a place for me to come play. I think at the end of the day, every player wants to play, so it was somewhere for me to come play. It was a fresh start, but also the philosophy from the staff is they like to bring players in, give them a platform to play and grow their game, to then grow as a player, not only as a player on the field, but a player off the field, to use Tormenta as a platform to extend their footballing career as far and as long as they can go. So for me, it was a place where I could come in and compete and try to get as many minutes as possible. At the end of the day, I'm a competitive athlete. I want to play. I want to get minutes. So I mean, you can look at the ages of our back line. I'm 22, Simba's 22, Mikel's 25, Cal's 25, 26. We got a pretty young back line in general. So even given the player profile of the guys that we signed, it gave me, as a younger defender in the new league, it gave me kind of that optimism, like, hey, like I can come in and still be a young defender and get as many minutes as possible. So yeah, that's kind of what drew me to Tormenta. No, I'd say overall it's been pretty good. It's probably been my most consistent year in terms of minutes played and games played in my young professional career. So I got to take that and use that to humble me. But no, it's been good. I mean, the year started off the way it started off with a lot of lost games, but now we're in playoffs. I mean, we were what, second last place, and we rattled off, I don't know, 12 games unbeaten, and now we're in the playoffs and we're looking to make a playoff push. So it's been an up and down year, but it's been a good year. I kind of came into Statesboro with interesting expectations. I had interesting reviews about the town coming in. It's a smaller town in the South, but I really do like it here. I think Statesboro is really what you make it, and it's a nice little town. We got a nice little fan base, so it's been a good year. It's been a good year overall, I have to say. I've improved a lot as a player. I've improved a lot as a person, and I'll forever be grateful for Tormenta for giving me this year and allowing me to come in and grow as a person, as a player. So it's been a really good year. I think that's another thing that kind of drove me toward Tormenta is Tormenta, they allow you to leave your mark not only at Tormenta, but if you leave, they allow you to leave your mark at other clubs, and you'll for always be a Tormenta player. So I think for my legacy as a Tormenta player, I just want to always be known as, when you hear the name Thabo, I want you to, I think the people know what I'm meaning, but when you hear Thabo, I want you to have that little ding in your head, like, oh yeah, I remember Thabo for being such a great guy. But also I want to have a super long career. I want to play really long. I want to play in the highest level possible. So I want to be remembered as a Tormenta player that played at a high level, had a long career. Or like shrimp Alfredo or shrimp and scallop scampi, and I like to bulk cook. Like I'll cook on Monday for the week, so I think that's my Publix recipe. I'll go there, and they got a lot of BOGO deals for pasta, so I'll get 2 boxes of pasta. I'll get like a pound and a half of shrimp, a couple lobster tails or a pound and a half of shrimp and some scallops, and it'll be like $20, and I'll get like 5-6 meals out of it, so that's good. And I recently tried a pub sub, and it was very good. I was skeptical at first, but it's very good. They're $8 for footlongs as well, so their pub subs are really good. But I think the best thing about Publix is their BOGO deals. I use their BOGO deals a lot, especially for their ice cream. Anyone who knows me knows I love ice cream, so their BOGO deals on their Haagen-Dazs and their Ben & Jerry's are really, really good. Crazy stories living abroad. A culture shock and I don't know if I want to say that. No, I don't want to say that. I think for me, the biggest culture shock in Spain was siesta. From 2 to 5, everything shuts down. Stores close, grocery stores close. Everyone goes home to like sleep and nap, and then from like 5 to 9, everything reopens. So I think siesta was a big culture shock. Another thing I went to Spain not speaking any Spanish. I learned Spanish, I speak it fluently now, but I'd assume more people spoke English than they did. Nobody spoke English. And another thing about Spain is like the nightlife is like late. You won't go out until, you'll go out at like 12 and you won't get home until like 6 a.m. So it's interesting, but there's a big emphasis on work-life balance, to say the least, in Spain. People really enjoy their life over there, so I miss it. Out of there!